Hello again and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to look at dot mandala painting. Dot mandala painting is great for anybody who's not particularly artistic and who can't draw. Because we don't paint with brushes, we paint with dotting tools. Now of course you can buy dotting tools online or you can use whatever you've got around the home. Here we've got a nail art dotting tool, a pencil which we can use the eraser as a dotting tool, and I've also got two different sizes of hot glue sticks, and these make great dotting tools. It's worth having a look around, see what else you can find. I also like to use these. These are drill bits. They were a cheap set, I think they cost me £2.50, and they range from the very tiny to the very large. You're also going to need something to actually paint onto. In this case I'm using a cheap canvas which I've painted black with this black gesso. It's only had one coat's enough with this. Of course it can be any colour your background. I just like using black gesso because I think the colours pop. And then you're going to need some acrylic paints, and I'm just using these metallic ones because I think they'll show up better, and I like to stick to a palette of 3 or 4 colours. Speaking of palettes, I'm using this type of palette, primarily because it's got a deep well where we can separate each colour from the next, and when we dip our tools into the palette we'll get a good coverage of paint. You're also going to need a ruler and a pencil, and this is purely to mark out some lines to give us a bit of a guide, and various different sized circular objects. Again, we're going to draw around these to give us a guide on the canvas. One of the most important things you're going to need is a good supply of baby wipes to clean off the tools. You'll find that your hands get absolutely filthy with it, but it's one of those things, it can't be helped. It's also a good idea to have a piece of black card to test each tool out and the colour to make sure that you like the effect that you're getting from the colour and the particular size of tool that you've chosen. So to start with, make sure if you're using something like a glue stick that you've got a nice smooth flat edge, and I'm just going to dip it into the paint and test it out on this card, and I'm just going to kiss the card. I'm not pressing down very hard, but if you're careful you can see how we get a dot. And each time we make a dot, we're going to go back into the paint and load up again. Now with a smaller glue stick. And now I'm going to be using a large drill bit. And I'm just getting sort of that much on the bit. Small drill bit. And finally with the ball tool. Now with the ball tool I do actually press it down onto the surface to be painted, and we can get some quite interesting effects with the ball tool. If we don't dip it back in the paint every time we use it, we get something called walking the dots. So the dots get progressively smaller, and these can add interesting effects to your dot mandala painting. So to start off on this canvas, I'm just going to mark a line out in pencil from corner to corner. I'm only going to do this light normally because I don't want it to be highly visible. Most of it can be covered up by paint. And I'm also going to measure the canvas and work out where the halfway mark is. And it's about 10 centimetres. So I've now got 8 marks radiating out from the centre, and these are going to help me in placing my dots. I'm next taking something circular. This is great because it's got a dimp in the centre, so I can put that right in the centre and just draw around that. Take something slightly smaller, just making sure that it's right in the centre. And again, I'm just drawing around that. And now I'm taking a larger ball and just by eye, I'm making sure that it's central. And again, I'm going to draw a mark around that. When painting dot mandalas, it's a good idea to work from the centre and work your way out, and turn your canvas with each move. This way you're less likely to get it going off at odd shapes because you're not working around the canvas, you're just working in lines. And also it stops you from smudging. So if you work your way out and then decide to go back into the centre, you're more likely to actually smudge the work you've already done. So I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to get on with painting my mandala. Of course, once that's dry, you can go over some of the larger dots with a smaller dotting tool, using the contrasting colour to give some extra depth to your painting. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you try this out for yourself. If you have, let me know how you get on in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos of this type. Thank you for watching.